It's Friday, the 26th of March, and welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony, and boy, oh boy, am I tired. Last night's rip-roaring Construction Collective show has left me feeling drained, exhausted, and elated in roughly equal measure. I'm also on the verge of sneezing, but there is no rest for the wicked. So before we get into the meat of the show, let's take our usual look at those all-important celebrity birthdays. So many happy returns to the only slightly attractive Keira Knightley and to comedy actor Martin Short. Many happy returns also to Google founder Larry Page. Ironically, I used Page's own invention to discover it was his birthday today. We'll be right back after this.
If you enjoyed this show, please consider supporting us. Go to buymeacoffee.com/demolition news.
Now, later this morning, the UK's National Federation of Demolition Contractors will welcome its new president as William Crooks is sworn in and former President Holly Price takes her leave. There may or may not be some sort of blood oath involved. Crooks' presidency is well deserved, no question about it, and I'm certain he'll bring a lot to the role, not least his honourable approach and his determination to satisfy the needs of Federation members. However, sources from within the NFDC suggest that satisfying those members' needs has already been made more difficult. Rumours suggest that despite having conducted almost all its business via Zoom this past year, including today's AGM, despite many of its staff presumably being placed on furlough for the same period, and despite being sat on a financial nest egg large enough to choke a horse, the Federation's inner circle have decided to raise member fees by about 17%. We did reach out to the NFDC yesterday afternoon to confirm these rumours, but we have yet to receive a response. And maybe no response will be forthcoming, because another source from within suggests that members have been warned against engaging with the press to discuss the position of Gary Bishop. A third or possibly even a fourth source says that even though he took on the role of second vice president on the pretense that it was a caretaker role that he would relinquish should a replacement step forward, he has now decided to take a second stab at being an NFDC president. The NFDC AGM was scheduled to kick off at the same time as this show started, so Lord alone knows what's going on over there. It will now be down to the membership to decide how they feel about a rumoured hike in membership fees, a rumoured gagging order to prevent them from expressing their views to the press, and their thoughts on the prospect of a second Gary Bishop presidency. Regardless of all that, I do wish William Crooks every success in his role as president. You can see an exclusive interview that I conducted with William Crooks on Demolition News. Just search for The Man Who Would Be President. Now, yesterday afternoon, our Diggers and Dozers title brought you the sad news that Volvo Construction Equipment has decided to pull out of the Bauma 2022 exhibition. Volvo is one of the biggest names in construction equipment around the world. It's usually one of the biggest and most impressive stands at the show. It really is a major draw. In fact, let's have a look at just what their stand looked like back in 2019. Wow, that was loud for this time in the morning. It actually woke me up. Volvo actually pulled out of Conexpo around about this time last year, right at the last minute. In fact, the company pulled out so late that its display was in place, but was mostly unmanned throughout the Las Vegas show. I fully understand the need to protect their staff, and if anything, hats off to them for that. I also appreciate that we are increasingly embracing digital methods of sales and marketing. So I fully understand that, but I can't help thinking that Bauma 2022 will be just that little bit less special without Volvo. Volvo's absence from Bauma 2022 was just one of the topics up for discussion in last night's Construction Collective show. We covered a whole host of topics, including included a huge number of companies, including Bobcat, Rammer, Leica Geosystems, Miller Groundbreaking, Digbits, Foss Lighting, Lynch Plant, and many, many more besides. I have added a link to that show in the description of this show. You can see that down below. It is, I'll warn you in advance, it was an 80-odd minute marathon, so you might want to save that for the weekend. That just about wraps up today's show. I am due on a Zoom call in a couple of hours, so I might just go and take a nap somewhere quietly away from the family. But in the meantime, have a great weekend, everyone. I really appreciate you being here, as always. I appreciate all those that were in attendance last night. Sign off by saying hats off to Holly Price, who did a very good job at the NFDC in very, very difficult circumstances, and the very best of luck to William Crooks, the new, or what is the time? It is 10:07. He probably hasn't been sworn in yet. So the incoming president of the NFDC. Very best of luck, William. Well deserved. That's me done for the weekend. Have a great one all, and thanks for watching.